Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. There are 52 new cases of COVID-19 in Saskatchewan. 10 of those are in the Northwest, with 2 in the immediate Lloydminster area. There are 605 active cases in the province, with 64 in the Northwest. Our zone continues to have the third highest number of active cases, behind only Saskatoon and Regina. 76 people are in hospital, with 6 in the Northwest. 2 of the patients in our zone are in intensive care. To date, the Northwest has recorded 77 COVID deaths, the third highest number in Saskatchewan. More than 1 million vaccine doses have been administered in Saskatchewan, with close to 66,000 in the Northwest. As planning continues on the expansion of the Lloydminster Comprehensive High School, the project received more funding this week. The city is paying $250,000 to go towards the school's new field house. Jace Mackey has more on how the city hopes this investment will pay off for the community.
The Lloydminster Comprehensive High School expansion project will add 4,400 square meters to the school and improve the learning environment for students. There's also a hope the project will have a positive impact for the public as well. The expansion will include a field house with a separate community entrance. And this week, Lloydminster City Council approved $250,000 to go towards the field house and will enter into a joint use agreement that will open up the facility to after-hours community use.
And when you look at the cost or the price, $250,000 to contribute to it versus having to build a new building in the next 10 or 15 years or whatever that number is, that's tremendous value.
The new field house will be similar in size to fields at the Service Sports Centre and can accommodate court and field sports. This would be the third field house in Lloydminster. Deputy Mayor Jonathan Torreson says this project is good value for the city and adds a new recreation option for public use at a fraction of the cost of building an entirely new facility.
We always try and measure ourselves on recreation as part of the quality of life equation that we're trying to provide to people. So having another option or another facility is going to improve access and improve affordability for individuals to be able to go out and be active.
LPSD would operate the field house and it would be open to the public on weekday evenings and weekends depending on the school's needs. The fact the city will not have to cover operating costs is a big reason Torreson supported funding the project.
There isn't a recreational facility that is borne by a municipality that actually makes money. All of it's supported by taxes to a certain extent. So to have one where we have the ability to get access for the public and for user groups, but not necessarily have to bear the entire cost, but still get to bear the fruits of what it brings. So I'm really excited about it.
Ground will break this year, with the field house expected to open in the fall of 2023. For Primetime Local News, I'm Jace Mackey.
Canada Day is a week away, and the City of Lloydminster has their plans set for celebrations this year with events both virtual and in person. Last year, due to the pandemic and restrictions in place, the City of Lloydminster was forced to change their Canada Day celebrations, which pushed most activities online. This year, the city is offering a few more of those activities once again. With the help of the school divisions in the border city, they were able to give out family activity booklets, and they can also participate in a coloring contest to win candy from Dobbins Lloydminster. And the city is bringing back their house decorating contest.
So decorate your house for Canada Day, and then we will put the top 5 submissions on social media, and Lloydminster can vote to say who's got the best decorated house, and then there will be prizes for those winners. And then we're also putting together a map. So on Canada Day, you can drive around and look at what houses are decorated.
This year, the city is excited to once again offer a fireworks show to residents, which will take place at the Lloydminster exhibition on Canada Day.
They'll start at 11 p.m. We will have we'll start parking people. We have 4 parking lots available from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. We'll start parking people. The show will happen from 11 to 11:30. You can stay in your vehicle or you can step outside your vehicle and just stay close to your area. Everybody will have a parking stall and we'll park people socially distanced so you can get out and enjoy the outdoors and watch the show.
With all public health orders in Saskatchewan set to be lifted by July 11th, the city is optimistic that this is the beginning of events coming back to the border city.
It's a start to hosting many events. We're excited to the restrictions to be lifted, and we're going to have the opportunity to keep moving forward and hopefully as the months go by, we can offer more. And our next big event we're planning right now is Fall Fest, that will actually be in person at Bud Miller Park. So we're excited about that.
For more information on Canada Day's activities around Lloydminster, visit the city's website at lloydminster.ca/Canada Day. Residents in Recovery has announced the introduction of their new Family Sober Living program, which expects to change many lives in the community. Our Shelby Clark got the details.
I'm joined here today for Primetime Local News with Tyler Lorenz and Serena Campbell-Barnes with Residents in Recovery Society to talk about their latest announcement for their new Family Sober Living program. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Shelby.
Yeah, thank you, Shelby, for having us.
Can we start off with talking about this generous donation of $70,000 that Residents in Recovery received?
Yeah, it was kind of somewhat unexpected. We have such an amazing community. We've gotten this far, pretty much solely on generous donations from the community. So, to have a generous donation like this, just really reaffirms that we're doing, what we said we would do in the community, and we're helping people. So, this just allows us to go to that next level and fill the gaps that we still see exist in the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we feel so blessed, and it really is a blessing. And it's, for us, it really feels like, being embraced by this community and the work we're doing. The work that we do isn't always, sort of viewed or sort of seen as necessarily important, right? And yet, this generation or this donation, generous donation, and the past support that the community has given us, really tells us that the work we do does matter, and it matters to the community members that live in Lloydminster, and that feels really something to be proud of.
How many units is Residents in Recovery able to buy with this generous donation now?
Yeah, so the $70,000 allowed us to get the rest of our down payment that was required to buy a 5-plex. Many people have driven past it. It's been for sale for quite some time on 50th Street. So, it's set up perfectly for what we're going to utilize it for, and, really start supporting, that post-treatment family piece that we see break down so often when people leave our sober living program and become reunited with their children.
How long has it been to finally be able to introduce this new program to the public, and how long it's taken to plan it?
Well, we've had one suite in one of our houses, and we've been operating it as the same program essentially. So we've had a single mother and her son in there for quite some time, for almost a year, I think. Mm-hmm. And she graduated the program, has her own place, actually works for our organization now. Her son's kind of a regular fixture in our office here. So it's been in the works for a long time. It's a piece that's just, it breaks our heart to see, mothers do so well for so long in our program, and then the reunification process it is so stressful, and the supports are typically all gone by that time. So it just tends to fall apart. So it was a gap that we've been looking at for realistically since we opened, and it's finally coming to fruition now.
Yeah, for me personally, it's been, a personal passion and dream probably easily for 10 years now. And so, it feels like such a blessing that it's, actually unfolding and coming to life. And it feels like the natural extension of what we're doing here, supporting individual adults with their addiction and mental health, and supporting them in those places where there are gaps in the current treatment service. And I wasn't on here too long ago with you talking about beginning a mother's group, right? And so that was sort of our first steps into this, like really, recognizing, although addiction and mental health resides in the individual, those individuals are connected to families, to children, to parents, to, their communities. And so, part of supporting them is about helping them get back into those roles, that they're getting clean for, right? To be parents again, to be mothers again. And that's hard stuff to do on your own, right? And we know that. And so this really feels like the natural next step to, what we are doing here. So we're really excited.
What has the feeling been like for residents in recovery, seeing just how strong the support is from people in the community in Lloydminster and how strong the support is from people online since posting about this new announcement?
Yeah, it's, it doesn't surprise me very much anymore. I mean, we have, a huge social media following, huge from my perspective. I mean, I think there's quite a few. But, we have such amazing support in this community. People really do see what we're doing, and they want it to grow, and they want it to help as many people as we can. Our waiting lists are still high. There's still a huge demand for the services that we offer, all of them, including this one. This will be no different. I could fill this 5-plex today, and Serena would have 20 more waiting in line for another 20 rooms tomorrow. So the demand's always going to be there. All we can do is do our piece, and I know the community will back us for sure.
Is there anything else you'd both like to add for people to know about concerning this new program now?
We're just really excited that it's another piece in that puzzle, right? For so many people, who have struggled with addiction and mental health issues, and have children. And so we're excited to be supporting that.
Perfect. Well, thanks again so much for both of you joining me today. And it's really great to see about this new program and how much amazing work that Residents in Recovery has been doing for people in the community.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelby.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shelby.
A Lakeland College student took home 2 awards at recent events for her work in aesthetics. Emily Ayotte won a gold medal at the 2021 Alberta Provincial Skills Competition, as well as a bronze medal at the Skills Canada National Competition. Ayotte says she didn't expect to win.
I had a fellow peer that really wanted me to go into it, so I was like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Like, worst thing scenario is that I got last place, but look where we are now.
Really confidence building, I believe. Like, I feel like Emily just came so far in such a short time, and so that's really exciting to watch.
The competition was held virtually, with Ayotte competing from Lakeland College's Lloydminster campus. She says she's appreciated being close to home with a small crowd of supporters.
So just being surrounded by all this positive energy and with people I trust and know, I felt really confident about the whole competition.
Ayotte says she is done with competing and hopes to mentor for future competitors. There's hot, and then there's this weekend's temperatures. People in Edmonton are bracing for some scorching summer days with a mix of delight and apprehension. Global's Morgan Black explains.
It's the first float of the year for these two friends.
We knew it wasn't going to be too hot today, not too sunny, just the right conditions so we don't get too burnt up.
And this group's plan to visit the accidental beach on a quiet Wednesday was no accident either.
Beach all to yourself. That's the special part.
We've eased into our summer weather, but this weekend the sun isn't messing around. It's going to be very hot, reaching the mid-30s.
Definitely need to have those moments of reprieve from, you got to get the hats and the sunglasses on to protect yourself for sure.
Thank you guys.
Take care.
The heat wave prompted many local agencies that help vulnerable populations to put out the call for sunscreen and water. Operation Friendship Senior Society is one group looking for help.
What you see kind of right now is probably going to last a day, 2 days max. So it's not enough to get us through this heat wave. So we need people to continue to bring down their water.
They're done school now, so this is a great way to spend an hour of our day.
However you spend these next few days, take precautions to keep yourself and others cool and safe.
I can't stress what a simple item water is that can go such a long way.
And there's lots of ways to enjoy the sun on land or water.
We're just lucky to be in the city and have all these nice things to do.
Morgan Black, Global News.
Now our Connor Chan will take a look at the hot weather coming up in our forecast.
All right, thanks very much, Jasmine. We don't have those hot temperatures quite yet. It's not going to be till that weekend, but yes, a lot of people should be embracing for those hot temperatures, staying hydrated, keep yourself cool. If you are going out to areas like Sandy Beach, make sure you are protecting yourself from the sun, as the UV index is going to probably get up to that 8 and 9 range. But right now we're sitting at some cloud coverage right now with that high of 23 degrees. Pretty low winds though for the most part, as we are going to start to see more sun come into the forecast. A lot of that heat is actually to come from BC, where we could see heat out there get close to 40 degrees. Yes, it's going to be that hot starting next week. So looking at some other areas, 25 degrees in Vermilion, 24 in Vegreville, St. Paul, Marwayne, and in Cold Lake as well. 25 out in Edmonton right now, with 24 also we're seeing in Lac La Biche and in Maidstone, 23 in St. Walburg, and 25 in Green Lake. A little bit of overcast still hovering around us, but a lot of possible showers making their way over into the North Battleford areas. But for the most part, it's going to be clear and cloud coverages for us in the immediate Lakeland region, as well as into Alberta, as we are going to see lots of 30-degree temperatures into the weekend. We could see some records even be broken by the weekend's end here, and even heading into next week. So 10 degrees overnight in North Battleford, a little bit of showers carrying over into tomorrow with that high of 26 degrees. Going to Cold Lake, 15 overnight with 26 for tomorrow, as we're starting to see less clouds as we're getting all that sun and lots of high pressure coming into our system here. 13 degrees with some clouds overnight tonight for us here in Lloydminster, and 26 for us tomorrow will be the daytime high. So the climb is starting now, as we are going to see 28 degrees on Saturday and then 30 degrees there on Sunday. And wait till you see the next couple of days after Sunday. It's going to be very warm and very sunny, but we'll talk about those numbers a little bit later on into the show there. So make sure you are keeping yourselves cool this coming weekend, as well as into next week as well. That's a look at your weather for now. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
After racing for 8 years, 2 local motocross racers are packing up and taking their talents out east. Evan Kenny has more on Brendan and Ethan McKee on their moving up the ranks.
While 2020 was far from perfect, it created a perfect storm for 2 Lloydminster teens to take their motocross talents to Ontario.
There's supposed to be a couple rounds up west for the Nationals, and they weren't a go, so we're kind of like wanted to race this year and put it all in, and my parents are both working from home. So we're like, maybe this is the summer we pack up and go down east and see what we can do.
For 7 weeks, starting July 2nd, Brendan will compete in the Triple Crown Motocross Series, the Parts Canada Championship Series, and the Walton Transcan Grand National Championship. What started as a hobby for the 17-year-old will only grow competitively.
We used to have some trail bikes up at the lake, and we'd ride bikes, and then my grandma and grandpa actually brought a bike home for me, and I started riding that one, and then it was just like felt good and it was awesome. So a couple weeks later that bike wrecked, so I went and got 2 new ones, and it was pretty much never stopped since then. Like I started riding, and like the couple first races I'd crash, and just it would be like, oh, I don't know if this is the sport for me. And I was like 2 years later I'm winning some of the races, and it's like, this is pretty good. And now it's like winning lots of them and championships every year. So yeah, we're still here.
Competitions in the 2020 season were few and far between, but that didn't stop the McKee brothers from working at their craft.
I think I came back way faster than I left, and stronger and everything. So yeah, it was a good year.
The 2 leave this weekend for the expedition out east, starting first in Walton, Ontario. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
All right, thanks very much, Jasmine. We are going to continue to still see the heat, as I mentioned earlier, but right now we're still sitting at 23 degrees. We are going to start to warm up starting tomorrow. 25 degrees out west in Edmonton as we take a look out further there. It's still pretty cool in some areas for now until we hit to the weekend, of course. 19 degrees in Rocky Mountain House, 24 in Athabasca and in Cold Lake as well. 24 for also in North Battleford and in Saskatoon. We also see 25s in Meadow Lake and in Prince Albert as well. Those northern areas are also going to see some warm temperatures over the weekend as well, with looking into northern Saskatchewan, 24 degrees in La Loche and Buffalo Narrows, 23 degrees in La Ronge, and then 20 out in Flin Flon there. Normal warmer temperatures up in northern Alberta today as we look at 27 degrees in Fort McMurray, 26s in both High Level and Fort Chipeway, 24 up in Peace River, and 25 in Grand Prairie. A little bit different on the other side. As I did mention yesterday, there were little chances of some thunderstorms into those southern Alberta areas, so they're hit with a little bit of cooler air for today as they're not quite in those 30s that they usually are, but like I said, the weekend's going to change all that. 18 degrees right now, though, for Medicine Hat, 19 in Calgary, and then 16 degrees in Lethbridge. You could see these areas getting as high as 35 or higher for the weekend here. As I went a little trigger happy on the remote there. As we look out, temperatures in the international areas, or the rest of the country rather, 23 in Vancouver and a little bit cooler up in those northern parts, with 21 in Yellowknife and 19 in Whitehorse. As we're still seeing a little bit of overcast as we go out east here. As I mentioned, 16 degrees in Regina with some of that cloud coverage still hovering around. 25 in Winnipeg, lots of warmer air and heat in that Ontario and Quebec areas. 28 degrees in Toronto, 26 in Quebec City, and then 22 in Halifax. Now, as we look for tomorrow, we are going to see a little bit more sunshine and not as many clouds, as we are going to start to see things clear up a little bit more on Saturday. And 26 is what we're going to see for the area here in Lloydminster, Maidstone, Vermilion, and in Marwayne. 27 in Bonnyville, and we'll also see 26 in Cold Lake and Lac La Biche as well. Looking to Saskatchewan, we are going to see 26 in North Battleford as well, with Meadow Lake, St. Walburg, and Green Lake to follow suit as well, and then 27 down in Provost and in Macklin. Now, looking ahead to the next 7 days, 28 degrees on Saturday as we get into Sunday, 29, and then that's when the 30s will start. We could see temperatures get a little warmer for Sunday with that high there. 33, though, on Monday and Tuesday, where we will see lots of clear skies, and 35 degrees. So just look at that for Wednesday and Thursday next week. 35 and then 36 degrees will be the daytime high expected for Thursday. So, yes, it is going to be very warm, so make sure you are keeping cool as much as you can and stay out of the heat for whenever you can, as it is going to possibly get a little bit warmer as we are going to start to see those temperatures hanging around for those next couple of days. That's a look at your weather forecast for now. We'll have more primetime local news after the break. Skylar Young with the Lloydminster and District SPCA joins us today. We're talking about the upcoming tattoo fundraiser this Saturday. Skylar, give us an overview of the event on Saturday.
It's with Marked Up Tattoos. So we just reached out to them because they're opening up a new shop here in Lloyd. So we thought it'd be a good time to reach out to them. And so they're going to be doing tattoos with 50% of the proceeds going towards us.
What are some of the tattoo designs that people can get when they come down and book an appointment?
Yeah, so the artists there, Mark, Kayla, Seth, and as well as Chantel Joy, they did up some simple designs. Most of them are just line work, but yeah, they'll be in 20-minute increments. So they're pretty simple, pretty small, animal-related tattoos. There'll be at least 30 to choose from, but on the day of, they are going to post them all in their windows. So there'll be lots of options to choose from.
Of course, when you think of fundraisers, you don't, of course, think of people getting tattoos. So what made this idea stand out to you?
Yeah, it's not too common. I haven't really heard of too many places doing it. We just thought it'd be a good idea with them opening up shop here. Honestly, I'm not too sure where the idea originated from, but I don't know. I thought it'd be a cool idea and lots of people are jumping on board. So yeah, it's exciting. Yeah.
How big was it for you guys to have Marked Up Tattoos jump on board, as well as share with their excitement to be involved in something like this?
Yeah, no, they're super excited. It's kind of a win-win for both of us. It kind of welcomes them to the community, as well as helping all the homeless animals in our care. So they're really excited. They love animals, so they're excited to help us out and help the animals.
What has the response been like since you first made this event known to the public?
Yeah, I think it was 4 days after we posted it that all the spots were booked up. And now we have, I think, 2 or 3 pages worth of people on our cancellation list. So if anyone cancels, we have people we can call so that we'll still have full appointments. So yeah, it's been really successful.
Aside from all the people getting tattoos, what else is going to be happening on Saturday?
Yeah, we're actually having a barbecue. So for any of those who didn't want to get a tattoo or didn't make the list, we're having a barbecue with hot dogs, hamburgers. We'll also have some veggie options as well. So yeah, that's another way you can come down and support us. And then also Mark is going to be doing a draw for a 1-hour session. All you have to do to enter the draw is bring an item donation, whether that's cat food, some dog toys, stuff like that. So yeah, we'll be doing all that day. For the barbecue, we just want to give a shout out to Sobeys, Safeway, and Co-op for making it possible, for donating stuff to us. So that's a big help for us for bringing in funds for the animals.
Skylar, thank you very much for joining us. If you haven't already, go book your appointment for Saturday. It starts at 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. at Marked Up Tattoos. Come on down and show your support with all the money going to a great cause. Skylar, thank you so much. As the Tunes and Tailgate show is coming up fast, joining us here on Primetime Local News are the country duo Cross Parallel, which consists of Jordan Pritchett and Danielle King, a Vermilion, Alberta native. Thank you both for joining us here today. Before we talk about the show, you guys do have some new music out, so talk about your guys' newest single.
Yeah, we just released our new single. It's called Better With Time, and the video just came out today. When we wrote the song, we wrote it in Nashville with Derek Norsworthy and Brandon Green. And we just kind of, I don't know, we really vibed with those guys. So
yeah, they were groovy.
Yeah, and we came in with an idea, and it turned into a song that we really think represents our love story very well. We're a couple, not everybody knows that, but yeah, and we really think others can relate the same way and see the meaning of, you know, how it relates to us is our relationship's just gotten better over time. We've grown as people. We've grown together. We learn each other better. That's kind of what the song's about. And we think others who, you know, long-term relationships can relate in that way. I would really think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said off the top, we are talking about the Tunes and Tailgate show, which you two are a part of, and we talked about it here on our show before. How excited are you guys to be performing in the show?
Oh man, well, it's our first show with a full band since like March of 2020, right before the pandemic hit. So we're like raring to go. And it's even better that it's my hometown is Vermilion, Alberta. So I'm kind of coming home for it. And it's for an amazing cause. So we're helping to raise awareness for organ donors and just like everything that goes into that. And it's just going to be a really fun thing to be a part of. And his dad's playing the show as well. We're going to get to share the stage with him. So.
Yeah, between her family, entire family probably being there and, and
honking their horns.
Yeah, and my dad and Ray Muscle, who's involved in all of it and playing. A lot of his family's involved, so it's kind of like a family gathering of some sort.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast too. Like if you're coming to the show, like all of us are so ready to be on the stage again. So it's gonna be like a really cool experience for everyone, I think.
When you look at the lineup for the show, it seems to be a pretty big family affair. Jordan, your dad, of course, is Aaron Pritchett, who's performing with you. Ray Muscle has some of his family members involved as well performing. Jordan, for you, what's it going to be like performing with your dad? I'm sure that's happened many times, but is there any chance that maybe we could see maybe, I don't know, stealing kind of the spotlight in a sense from your dad or any other great father-son moments that we could maybe see with you two performing together?
For sure. I've done it quite a bit, but, you know, obviously
upstage him?
No, not upstage him. That's one area where I know that I look up to him so much, and he's an amazing entertainer, and he's just great on stage. Such a good show to see. So if anybody's in the area and hasn't seen him, he's worth, the ticket alone. But yes, we have tons of moments. He's just very I don't know, he's more himself on stage than anywhere else. And that's kind of, I think a lot of artists can relate to that. But so when we're on stage together, we've always had, I don't know, it's just chill almost. And we just have a lot of fun. And there'll be a moment in the show where, I don't want to give away too much, but we're kind of, all going to share the stage at one point, and it's going to be a pretty meaningful thing. And so it'll be cool to do it with all of us who are involved in the show. So he has had me up on stage a lot, but it should be one of the more special moments coming on July 10th.
Aside from this show, what other live performances have you been booking as the world starts to open up more for concerts and live music events?
We're starting to fill up our calendar again. Smaller things, more acoustic shows. So this might be one of the only full band ones that we're doing right now, as of right now. But hopefully, we'll take whatever we can get right now.
We had a lot. We had a big year planned before COVID. 2020 was supposed to be a lot of festivals, and they're still not coming back this year. So we're hoping next year is going to be quite busy with the big shows, the big festivals. And this year we're still kind of getting everything together. We're planning to have an EP released at the end of the year or the beginning of next year. So,
but our inbox is starting to fill up with people saying, "Hey, are you open to doing a concert?" And we're obviously
we definitely we're raring to get on stage. So.
Jordan and Danielle, thank you very much for joining us. You can check out Cross Parallel on all major music platforms as well. For more information on the Tunes and Tailgate show on July 10th, and to get tickets for that, head over to 2cndtr.com/tunes and tailgates. Both of you, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
All right, taking a look here at your weather forecast. As we take a look here at this board here, there is a little bit of a heat warning right now in those areas in the Bonnyville, St. Paul, Cold Lake, Lac La Biche areas, and also some other areas up north, such as in the Whitecourt areas, as well as in Fort McMurray, as well as in Fort Chipewyan, as well as temperatures are going to start to climb, as we are going to start to see that starting on to the weekend. As we take a look here to the 7-day forecast, 28 degrees going into Saturday, 29 on Sunday, as we're going to start to see less clouds in the sky, as we are going to start to see those 33 degree temperatures, on Monday and Tuesday, as we are going to probably be in a heat warning ourselves, honestly, by the time we get to Monday. And then we'll see 36 degrees on Thursday. So we could see some areas in Canada are expected to get as high as maybe closer to 40 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees. So it is going to be very hot the next couple of days. So make sure you do protect yourself from the heat if you are going outside to enjoy the gorgeous weather.
Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News. Have a great rest of your night.